All right. Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard. Welcome back. Welcome home. As always, completely and totally dependent on where you are in relation to this channel, these messages, this energy. Yeah. So this is what's up for the week of the 21st of March, the 27th of March, 2022. We start this week with a Scorpio moon. Scorpio moons are about union and depth and how deep you are willing to go, how deep you are willing to be met. And of course, and as always, that has a lot to do with, it has everything to do with how deeply you've met yourself. So we start this week with a Mercury-Jupiter conjunction in Pisces. This speaks about expansion through communication. The flip side is contraction through miscommunication or lack of communication. Always, those are your choices. We also have Mars sextiling Chiron. This is about how you either dig into your healing or how you act from your triggers as opposed to your healed self. We have a Mars-Venus conjunction right now. And then we have a T-square, right? So the moon and Uranus are creating a T-square. So the hinge pin of that is Mars and Venus and a little bit of Saturn, right? So this is kind of an abracadabra day energy about what you do, how you're creating your 3D world, and what you're willing to hold space for, right? With that Mars-Uranus opposition that allows you to be in creation. It's holding space for your shift. So hold space for your shift, right? Big deals. Yeah, because change isn't going to wedge itself in. It's going to go where it's invited until you ignore it long enough that it becomes a seismic shift. Speaking of seismic shifts, on Tuesday, the 22nd, the moon moves into Sagittarius. We also have Mars square Uranus. Right. So this is a day of shift and change from the depths, right? Early in the day, the moon trines Neptune and then the moon sextiles Pluto, right? These are big, giant energies. And later on in the week, we just have a lot of undercurrent energy this week. But on Tuesday specifically, please be ready for anything. You know, I say often, keep your knees soft so that you don't handle the bumps like they are jolts. Sometimes you just have to be ready for anything. And I saw you though. Sometimes if you're ready for anything, then you get to take that leap of faith, right? So if you can witness shift and change as an opportunity, as a leap of faith, right? Especially with the moon moving into Sagittarius, right? Ready to witness the connection to the abstraction in a different way. And you also have that beautiful Mars squaring Uranus, right? You can feel it as, you can feel it as friction. And you can allow that friction to stop you, or you can allow that friction to inspire, shift, and change, right? Leap of faith. It's about what you believe. And as that moon trines the sun late in the afternoon, you get to make that definition all for yourself, right? On Wednesday, March 23rd, we have another kind of really deep abracadabra day, right? Mercury no, it does not. Mercury conjuncts Neptune. Yeah. And so this is about speaking your deepest desires, right? So you speak it, so it shall become, right? Here's the deal. That requires clarity. It requires divine connection. It requires highest alignments, right? So Create your healing in your speech. This is Mercury in Pisces, right? We don't have much longer of Mercury in Pisces. Mercury in Pisces loves that telepathic communication without words, right? And as Mercury conjuncts Neptune in Pisces, wow, there's a lot available. So call in your healing, right? Speak your shift. Express it. I don't care what you do. Write it down. Paint a picture. Tell a story. Do interpretive dance. It doesn't matter to me. But claim your shift, right? Claim your shift. This day starts off with the moon trining Chiron. You have the opportunity to speak your highest. And I would also like to caution you, as I say quite often, if you call in the shit show, do not be surprised when you get more shit show, right? If you say everything is terrible and a disaster, don't be surprised when that is what shows up in your experience and reality. But if you start to switch your narrative up, and if you start to call in and leave room for bliss and utopia and euphoria, even if it is not constant, those things will begin to populate your experience. It is your call. So you speak it, so it shall become, right? On Thursday, now here's the thing. On Thursday, the moon squares Neptune and Mercury in Pisces. Those two that were just conjunct yesterday, right? This comes after the moon sextiles Saturn, right? Our get shit done energy, right? This is a day of instant karma. This is a day of witnessing your own becoming, right? As the moon later in the afternoon moves into Capricorn, right? Activating that Saturn energy. This is a day of instant karma. So this is front and center. Hello consequences. Hello karma. Hello lessons, right? So what you called in early this week, right? What the shift inspired in you, the way that you decided, chose the shit show or utopia or anything in between, you will have a taste on Thursday of that instant karma, right? This is just a little validation. This is the universe saying, hey, by the way, look what you can do. What do you want to do? Is that really what you wanted, right? The moon in practical Capricorn will ask you to get things done. On Friday, the moon in Capricorn squares the sun, squares Chiron, and trines Uranus. Staying in your lane is important, right? As the moon squares the sun and Chiron, this is about your ego and the state of your healed self or your healing self. So whatever, again, you're calling in, you're going to reap the benefits or the consequences, especially as that Capricorn moon trines Uranus in Taurus, right? Both of these energies are practical. Both of them are about manifestation. Both of them are about results and seeing what you are creating. So as you have the opportunity with the sun and Chiron in Aries to really give yourself a new infusion of energy in terms of your identity, your self-definition, and the how and the why and the way that you self-define, you get to feel those benefits. You get to feel them and experience them and walk within them, right? On Saturday, the 26th, Mercury sextiles Pluto. Right. And then later in the day, the moon moves into Aquarius. So here's the deal. This is about long-term, right? This is about long-term creation and the trajectory of your energetic power sourcings, right? How you're going to express your power, how you're going to call it into action, right? What you're dredging up, what you're doing with it when it gets there. We also have the moon conjunct Pluto. We have the moon sextile Neptune and Mercury. So this is like a jet fuel week for manifestation. This is a time to go deep, right? Go long, trust your long game, and really be willing to define what you mean by things like freedom and independence and creativity and innovation, right? Because your energy is going to come back and meet those shifts in your consciousness. So if you can work through them in your consciousness, they will rise to meet you in your life. Look, we have the Three of Wands right there as we talk about these things. Right. On Sunday, Mercury moves into Aries. So we talked about how Mercury in Pisces likes that kind of telepathic, vague speak, right? And that's real, right? But as Mercury moves into Aries, that feeling, that energy, that tendency will be shifting. Right? We have an Aquarius moon, right? Which is a little detached, a little bit up there. And so this is a day of clear expression, right? But here's the thing. Just as Mercury moves into Aries, isn't always the day to light your words on fire or pull the pin on them like a grenade, right? So if you want clear expression in your written words, in your speech, in your relationships, in your communication, the key is to be clear, be concise, and not let fires, right? Remember, as we come out of Mercury in Pisces, that's like surreal, that's dreamy, that's blurry feeling. Like when you wake up from a dream and you're trying to conjure that dream or tell it to another person, and you're trying to take this amazing, like Vincent van Gogh picture image and put it into this like typewriter speak so that someone else can understand it. And that's really challenging. So give your energy time, right, to step into the energy of Mercury in Aries. It's going to feel completely different in the way and the how and the purpose of what you wish to communicate and what you say. So remember that you get to choose to instead start with your own narrative, right? And really just sit with that as being healed and healthy and whole. And then you get to step into that narrative and create from it and witness, as we've learned through the rest of, our lives, but this week specifically, right? That it is our state of being, wow, that conjures the rest of our experience. Which is a beautiful thing. So this week, one of the biggest keys that I would like to convey to you is that we are looking at the theme really this week is about power. There are a lot of really big Pluto aspects this week and Neptune. So this is about creating from the depth, right? So this is where do you source your power? Who do you believe is the source of your power? Who is the active creation in your abracadabra, right? What moves power? What creates power? How do you agree to that power or not agree to that power? All big questions. Let's have some conversation. So, okay. Yeah, I like it. All right, so Monday, right? We talked about this as that T-square day. We have Mercury-Jupiter conjunction, right? So we've got the Emperor and the Moon. Now, we've got a Mercury-Jupiter conjunction in Pisces, and we have the Emperor and the Moon. Here's the deal. The Emperor is the sum of all kings, right? So he is that master. He is that logician, right? He is capable of creation. And then we've got the moon from the depths, right? So we have really that beautiful representation of the moon as that divine feminine energy, the emperor as that divine masculine energy. Where is the union of that, right? Mercury and Jupiter is about expression and expansion, and we can only expand as far as our expression allows us. And we can only express what our expansion defines for us, right? So how can you unhinge that that boundary, right? Is there a boundary to your creation, right? We also have that Mars sextiling Chiron. So are you bound by your traumas, right? Is your expansion, is your presence in the universe bound by the languaging, the communication, the labeling of your trauma, of yourself as traumatized? How are the things in your unconscious controlling your expression, right? Those are questions. Those are questions. And the answer is always, that's your choice, right? Clear your karma. On Tuesday, we talked about the moon moves into Sagittarius. And then we've got that Mars squaring Uranus, right? Creating from the depths, the day of seismic shift, unexpected, being ready for anything, taking leaps of faith. Look, the Hermit is about being witness in the dark, in the cave, in the scary, scary places. As the moon sextiles Pluto, right? We have to be willing to explore those places, knowing that the light that we carry is more than enough. Absolutely more than enough. And then the Six of Pentacles is about knowing that you are fully resourced, that there is nothing to fear, that everything you require will always be provided for you, and that you will always have enough to share, right? Leaps of faith. This is a card of faith at its bottom, right? Both of these really about being willing to explore the depths and being willing to give what you find there, understanding that it will be met and remet and purposed and repurposed and resupplied and resourced, that there's no need for fear. And as that Sagittarius moon trines the sun in Aries today, this is an opportunity for you to really, really create your identity as that beautiful connectedness with that knowing, right, of where your source actually is. On Wednesday, look, we've got the Ace of Swords, the Page of Cups. So first of all, this is a beautiful idea, right? This is a card of ideas. It's a card of divine inspiration, right? So swords, aces are always gifts from the universe, right? They're always a thing that is offered. We must then receive it in gratitude and then put it into action. It is not enough to put it in your pocket or put it in your sheath and leave it there, as the case may be. It's not given to you for future use. It's given to you to put into action. Right. And so we have the Page of Cups here. This is about your heart. Look at that, beautiful. I mean, come on. This is about how can I fulfill? How can I create more contentment? How can I work through and reap my emotional rewards, really? Like, what am I deserving of, right? How can I be aligned? How can I be clear? How can I be in alignment with my divine connection so that the things I'm creating and calling in for my emotional fulfillment, look at these big giant waves here. These are waves and swells of emotion, right? How are my ideas shaping my capacity to hold my emotional fulfillment, right? And again, we talk about what you're calling in, what you're speaking, what you're claiming, right? Call in the shit show, you get the shit show. Call in the Page of Cups, you get the Page of Cups. It's about what you invite, what you allow, what you align with, right? Where's your connection? Where's your connection, right? Is it in the 3D? If it is, that's great. If it's in your unconscious, if it's in that beautiful part of your heart, right? That's also great. Here's the deal. You can't do it wrong. You can't do it wrong. Thursday. I talked about this as an instant karma day, right? The moon squares Neptune and Mercury and then moves into Capricorn after sextiling Saturn. So this is about very practical and pragmatic ways that the universe is going to show up in your face, honestly. So I love the fact that we have the Fool and the Two of Pentacles, right? The Two of Pentacles, this is a card of in your face, right? This is a card of juggling, right? We've got emotional turbulence behind us. We've got solid ground beneath us. This is about knowing how to hold your ground no matter what is coming. We have the Fool, which is a card of faith, right? We talked about leaps of faith. We talked about faith in all of our, in everything this week, about having faith, about being aligned, about knowing what you actually require, right? This Two of Pentacles, again, this is about being able to juggle and manage your resources. So don't be surprised if you're hauling around anchors in your bag that all of a sudden you can't make the progress that you'd like to make, right? Because you haven't juggled appropriately. If you're still in this emotional turbulence and not on your solid ground, we talked about this as being front and center. Hello, consequences, right? Hello, karma. Hello, lessons. What do you really need for your transformation? What do you really require? What are you carrying? Where is your light, right? Where is your light? You know, all about faith in your own skills, faith in your own abilities to juggle and navigate from one state to the next, right? Managing your own transformation successfully. Because you know that you are the resource, you are the karma, you are the lesson, right? You are the consequence, all of those things. On Friday, we've got the Three of Swords, we've got the King of Pentacles. Okay, Three of Swords, loss, betrayal, hurt, sadness, right? This is the world has got you in some way, right? This is pain. This is it's really about your journey and your wounds and your unhealed parts. Because this is swords, right? This is about your ideas about them and how you allow those ideas to shift your life. Now, here's the thing. We all have trauma, we all have triggers, and we all have work to do to heal ourselves, right? So this is the places where you're choosing to either stay in your identification as traumatized and needing to work, which is absolutely okay, by the way. Everybody walks their path exactly as they're supposed to walk it. So if you feel comfortable carrying those swords for now, for longer, for the rest of your life, that's okay. You get to do that. And as the moon in Capricorn squares the sun, which is your identity, your will, your ego, your vitality, and Chiron, which is your wounds and healed self, state of your healing, you get to choose, right? Here's the deal. The moon later trines Uranus and Taurus, right? Telling you, reminding you that you get to reap the benefits of your perspective, right? Your state about those wounds, your state in relation to, of perception of perspective with those wounds. You either get to reap the benefits of your choice to need to do more work, or you get to reap the consequences, right? Either way, you can call yourself healed and begin to walk that path, right? And begin to walk that path knowing that it won't be perfect, but it will be yours if you claim it, right? The King of Pentacles allows you to be in full state of resource. Look, he is got that beautiful Taurus energy there. And as that moon in Capricorn, right? Capricorn, the boss, right? The boss energy, the king energy trines Uranus in Taurus. This is a reminder that your relation to your healing is a question of your faith in your journey, right? We can say, I have this and this and this and this to carry, which is true. Or you can say, I've put this and this and this down and I'm becoming that healed person. You might have to look at it every now and then, but you don't have to carry it, right? Yeah, the nature of triggers is challenging. Look, we have the Queen of Pentacles the next day. So we're embodying. Look at this. What a difference, right? We go from the Three of Swords and the King of Pentacles, right? One step back, witnessing ourselves as afflicted, right? To the embodiment of our deepest joys, right? This is about, look what I have created. Look what my desires have brought me. Look where I have gone. Because, right, this castle, this archway, this arbor is a way to move through something, right? We talked about this is a day of trajectory, of long-term planning, of long-term creation, right? And I even mentioned, I think, that the Three of Wands had fallen out when we were looking at these cards. Well, here we've got the Four of Wands taking us one step beyond that, right? We talked about this as we have the Queen of Pentacles, right? She is always in her fullness of resource. She is sensual. She is abundant. She is replete with everything she needs because she is in full faith with her connectedness, right? She knows how to get up and down the ladder. She can gather as she needs, as she wishes, as she desires, right? And then the Four of Wands is really this beautiful energy of my inspired plans have come to fruition. So this is a beautiful day for that Mercury and Pisces sextile Pluto in Capricorn, as we are in creation of our long-term plans. Go deep, go long, right? Witness that state of freedom, that state of independence. Knowing that our energy is always going to meet those shifts, right? If we're willing to take the next step, right? To climb one rung higher on the ladder, to look a little further, to dive in to what feels a little bit more lush, right? And a little less sparse. But here's the deal. You get there when you get there. You don't have to be there. And it's okay. Wherever you are is okay. Just know that that healing state, that claimed healing state is always available to you. It's always available. Tuck that one in your back pocket because that's the most important piece of information. On Sunday, right? Overnight, Mercury moves into Aries, creating the availability of clear expression, of clear writing, of clear speech. All of those dreamy images, right? We get to find a way to bring them into the real world, into the 3D. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, right? This is self-sufficiency. This is self-created abundance. Again, we have this beautiful castle image, right? Understanding that we are safe, we are stable. And safety is a very important state when we talk about all of these journey cards, right? It's important to understand that you are your safety in, well, let me put it a different way. That your faith is what creates your belief in safety. And so you're always taking that journey toward faith, toward love, right? So the Chariot is about balanced forward motion, right? It's about staying in your alignment so that you're moving forward instead of veering off to one side. So as we try and bring those dream images from from Mercury in Pisces into Mercury in Aries, right? Stay in your lane. Don't light fires, right? Instead, focus on your own narrative. Nine of Pentacles. Focus on your own narrative as healed, as healthy, as whole, and then step into it and allow that to pull you forward. Allow that to inform your journey, your trajectory, your expectation. Allow that to inform what comes next. Clear your karma. This is a number 22 card. It's not like it's 2022 or anything, right? So clear your karma. Clear your karma. This is what we do all the time. And honestly, let's be fair. We've got this big Saturn week as well, right? With the moon sextiling Saturn and then the moon moving into Capricorn on Thursday. Lots of karma, lots of consequences, lots of lessons, right? After last week when we talked a lot about regrets and setting your life up so that you are, I don't want to say regretless, which would be a beautiful thing, right? But so you are less apt to need to look back with regret. So if you can set yourself up by creating in the present, that sense of this is what I'm choosing because it is aligned. This is what I'm choosing because it is aligned, right? This is my alignment, right? This is my alignment, my faith, right? My release, my alignment, my alignment. It's really just about moving forward, right? In that state of, I know where I'm going. I have faith in my trajectory, right? So we have number 37, right? That's a 10, a 1, which is a beginning. So never ending story. Look, so beautiful. Let's see what it means here. Self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary drama. There is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, right? Rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, you must not go there, you should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down. Today, know that none of this is actually true. I mean, how beautiful. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in the lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost piece of you, right? Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. Okay, this entire week has been an invitation, right, to faith or fear. Faith or fear. Everywhere. I'm not even going to start pulling cards and showing it to you. Faith or fear, right? Clear your karma, because if you make that leap of faith, the universe will either give you wings or it will be there to catch you. What did we talk about? That this is a week of power, right? If you need that power to be the universe catching you, then it will be. If you need that power to be your own wings, then it will be. Right? What creates the power? You do. What creates your agreement to that power? You do. You do. Right? Witness your own becoming in faith. Right? In faith. Yeah, this is a big opportunity to witness your own shifts. I wish you nothing but blessings and alignment. Yeah, till next week. Take care.